Hello, this is Brian Bentley at CoinOpTV, bringing you gameplay and commentary for Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen. Now I'm playing this on the Xbox 360. Of course, this is also available on the PlayStation 3. Dark Arisen is an expansion to the 2012 Critical Hit, and I'm going to be focused here on just the expansion parts of it. If you actually buy the retail copy with the disc, you receive not only the expansion material, but also the full original game. So, Ulra here has come to you in a spiritual form in order to get your help. So it's time to buckle up your swords and bows and such, and head over to Bitterback Isle, which is the main thrust of the expansion itself. For those who had already owned Dragon's Dogma, you also receive 100,000 Rift Crystals, some character sets, just some bonuses to help you along. The 100,000 Rift Crystals is really pretty awesome, because it really kind of has me be able to jump from like a level 32 fighter to like a level 52 or so fighter after getting this expansion. So now you arrive on the island, you meet up with Ulra, and you start the adventure. So I'm going to kind of jump around just because in truth, if you ever actually just sat and watched me play an RPG, may not be the most exciting thing you've ever done. I tend to check every nook, cranny, and cubbyhole I can find. I also tend to get into a lot of scraps that involve me having to stop and shift things around because I'm a hoarder, and the good stuff. So now we're kind of getting a little bit of background information, although it's not much. Ulra also will be providing the purification. So what you'll do is you'll find cursed items along the way, and you won't be able to find out what they are until you bring them back and have them quote-unquote purified. So what you'll notice is that purification and a few other things cost Rift Crystals. Now, there's a lot more Rift Crystals on the isle itself, so there's this balance of they give you a lot more items, and then they cost a lot more Rift Crystals. So I just left this one part in, so they open up the door, and there's this really cool thing, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be sweet. It's gonna have all this really awesome background information. Yep, nope, nope, it had nothing. One of the great things about Dragon's Dogma, first of all, I really like the lighting effects. I've always liked the lighting effects, how the light bounced off the water, how it puts shadows on the walls. But there's a lot of, making decisions as to during fights. Like, there's so I tend to have one, sorceress type who blows fire, shoots fire and stuff. I'm more of a ranger class, and then I have two fighter guys. Now, when I first started attacking these hobgoblins, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. They called this really giant badass enemy. It looks kind of like it's a giant wraith. Looks like a grim reaper. I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm totally going to take this thing out. Holy crap, that's a lot of... So each of those dots, of course, is an entire life bar, and my arrows were doing nothing to it. So it's time to tactically retreat, as it were. It's one of the things about Dragon's Dogma. If you really aren't, they tell you straight out, if you can't handle it, you got to get going. So there are a lot of really neat creatures in here. I come back to the same room. There's a Cyclops ready for me. So I'll take him out, which of course, again, it's all about getting on top of the guy and start stabbing him. So there's that. I have seen that giant wraith creature, and that thing had, I don't know, what, 7 or 8 life bars. There's later on I come across a giant that's tied up, and that had 7 or 8 bars. Now, mind you, I kind of was able to walk around them. They really did a nice job in this, in Dark Arisen, at least here on Bitterback Isle, about set pieces. So kind of giving a certain level of ambiance to the game. You know, so there are some, you know, a little bit wider spaces. There's, you know, underneath the, you know, like under the ground. You know, there's a lot of different types of set pieces that really they did a great job of pulling it all together. So like this is kind of like a garden setting. Now the place where there's the giant, you know, he's all tied up. It's just kind of like a circular staircase. Oh right, I get into a little fight here with a giant skeleton and his little skeleton crew. So, you know, exploding barrels always a good thing. So, you know, I think they kind of intersperse these you know, mini boss type guys to kind of keep things lively, and you know, having the right group. The only thing I wish there was a way for me to do give them a little bit more in the command other than go, come, and help. It's still, you know, this is something they haven't really they didn't really invest any time or energy in fixing to kind of give a little more tactics for the, you know, having these guys. I mean, these pawns, they're pawns. They're there for me, you know, to support me as the Arisen, and I really feel like there was more that could be done for this whole for this particular thing. So like I said, last thing we're going to talk about is, you know, you go and you find these cursed items, you bring them to Ulra, and you know, you just kind of pull all these things out, and you know, I'm sure it cost rift crystals, but I got a really nice item, this level 3 item here, so I can be able to fall farther without getting as hurt, because they really punish you for falling in this. So, that's Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Leave your comments and suggestions below. Make sure you like this video, and while you're at it, look for that subscribe button, because CoinOpTV needs your subscriptions. Because how else are you going to find out all the latest news, trailers, and all the awesome goodness that we bring to you each and every day? So make sure that you do that subscription, and I think that's going to be it for me. So, well, before I sign off, just so you know, you get these neat little pieces, and you know, I think it's a nice little bit, and I can head back to the mainland at any time. Anyway, I'm Brian Bentley. This is for CoinOpTV, and I am out. Have a good one.